Okay, so I started jumping rope as a little girl. So of course, you see my skin color black, and in New York for gym, like for like lunch break or for the summer times, we would just be outside jumping rope. So the double dutch games, the straight rope games, it's like the 2 1 times, the trip around the world, all those games that we used to do like in the schoolyard. And then like in the summertime, you walking down the street, you see girls turning, you like, hey, can I get a jump? Can I get a jump? So that's kind of how jump rope started. I don't exactly remember when I started with the single rope, but my two memories as a kid was, or as a child, was in the 6th grade. I used to go outside in front of my house and I used to just jump, 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 jump. And I used to try to do double unders. I used to fall, double unders, fall. But and eventually I got it. Hey, Dana. And as my next memory was in the 7th grade, there was some random contest at school, and they said, let's see who could do the most jumps in a minute. And I ended up doing like 240. It got me a little trophy, right? And then there was a brief moment where we had a double dutch team in school. And I was like the turner. I was never the jumper, but those are like my childhood memories. And then as an adult, when I turned like 19 years old, me and my friend used to hang out. And in New York is a place called Union Square, and it used to just be a place to hang out. And we used to always walk past Equinox Gym. So one day, I just told my friend, "Hey, let's check this out and see what it's about." And when I went in there, I picked up a schedule. And mind you, I was not into fitness or anything at that point. I picked up the schedule, and the schedule said arrow box, arrow jump. So I'm like, is this a jump rope class? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool beans. Sign me up. And from there, I started taking classes with Michael Olajide Jr. He's a middleweight boxer, one of the greats. He fought with Iran Barkley and a few other guys. So he was like real big back in his days until the eye injury. And then there was another boxer, beloved, Stephen Johnson. So he was also a middleweight boxer, and he saw my passion for the jump rope, and he worked with me on the side as well. And yeah, I attribute my jumping rope as an adult to them. And at that time, like I said, I wasn't into fitness. I wasn't into anything like that. It was just kind of work, go to the gym, work, go to the gym, go work, go to the gym. But I believe that meeting them at 19 like reignited that jump rope. And I really, truly, honestly feel that if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be jumping today.
Wow, I love that. I love how just the fact of just interacting with other people, an unexpected interaction can really lead to. Because I know you as a jump rope queen. That's how I know you personally. So it's amazing to think that if you didn't have that interaction, you probably still would have been awesome, just maybe in a different way.
Right.
So, yeah. Okay, so with jump roping and your own business or your own working environment as well, how is that balancing together?
I would say that it's a lot, and like you have to also too, and not just working, like having that home balance, having that home life. And it's like, some things are gonna take greater priority than the others, and you just have to kind of make things fit where they may. So prior to me going back to school, a lot of my focus was working, and then working, on a business and the other multiple streams of income. And then once school started, it's just like, okay, this is a lot. So some things had to take a back seat. So like, trying to like build a program and things like that, that takes time and energy that I can't really afford to put in right now. Because school is number one. That's more important. So I have to split between like the school and then my work. And then now I'm a football mom, which was something I wasn't expecting, and a band mom. So it's like I've had to shift things in my life. So like I like doing 5K races. I haven't even been to any of them because now my new identity of attending football games, that's kind of taken place. So just a lot of risk and a lot of moving things around to make everything fit. And that's just kind of what it is. It's like just moving pieces of puzzles and putting things where they fit in their place.
I like that. It's like the ebb and flow of life. And a
Hmm.
lot of people think in order to have it all, you have to do it all.
Right.
But we're here. We don't have
Exactly.
so now, I think jump roping, at least in my opinion, takes a lot of confidence, at least how you do it. So have you always been a confident woman in your own right, or is that something you had to work towards?
Oh no. I had to work towards this confidence. Like I really, so like, as a child, I grew up and things were for the most part normal. And, of course things happen, and like growing into adulthood, you kind of reap uh the benefits, whether positive or negative, of certain experiences. And, I like, as a result, like I kind of reaped the negative side of it, but yet still being able to live in like my positive life. And, eventually, I had a break and I decided, okay, this is too much. I got to get out of here. Let me take some pills. Let me go. And something inside of me said, no, you're not going to do this today. You're going to go to the hospital. So I found myself at the hospital. I had to do the things I needed to do. And from that day on, that was like a wake up call, like, go get the help. And as I started going to therapy, I started finding out that the way I was living was a direct manifestation of things that I hadn't dealt with, as a child or as a teenager. So, it took me time and years to kind of like go back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth. But I will give myself credit for, just being able to do the basics. So being able to like, like I was in this field of case management like while living in my mess, so I was able to do that. I was able to maintain housing. I was able to maintain myself, which I give myself kudos for, while dibbling and dabbling in my health, because sometimes you could be going through things and you could kind of just go all the way down, but I had something to keep me going. And I believe that was like from my dream of always wanting to help people. And as a little kid, like even how I wanted to find work, I always said I was going to be a queen, then I was going to be a teacher, then I was going to be a librarian, then I was going to be a social worker. So I think the theme in all of those things are helping people. So maybe I didn't know at the time, and maybe it's hindsight, that I held on to that belief that, okay, if you stay strong enough, you'll be able to like help, not only help yourself, but like impact and help a lot of people. And even looking at like old journals that I had, I wrote in there, okay, when I get myself together, I'm going to help people, and like I said, I just have to go through it and go through it and go through it. And eventually I got the picture, eventually I got the picture, and I'm just able to like be me. And I think a problem was that, I wanted to be me, but certain people, certain organizations, they want you to be this person that you're not and suppress who you are. And as a result, you're kind of backed into a corner where you don't have anybody to talk to. And when you don't have anybody to talk to, you feel alone. And what do? You hold all of that in until one day you just snap. And that's as easy as it happens. So as I went through my transformational process, I now decided, okay, I'm not going to hold these things in. These things happen. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a solution. And that's kind of been the start of me like really, transforming, and really me being, who I am, like not hiding parts of myself that makes other people uncomfortable. So
Same. Yes. Okay, so then as you had your confidence journey, what led you into being a coach? Like, did you know immediately after you came more into yourself? Were you like, I want to coach people? Or was this a process?
You know what? In actuality, I would say that even in my career as a case manager, like if you kind of look at the life coach and you look at the case manager, we do the exact same thing, right? But with different populations, with different goals. So when I'm now working for an agency, I'm working with their goals that they have for the clients. We have clients, we sit down based on their setting, whether they're in a permanent housing setting or whether they're in maybe a level 2, like basically helping them maintain whatever level they're at according to what they want to do. And now with coaching, it's kind of who I want to work with. And number one, I do the jump rope coaching. And then number two, I, do like the confidence coaching with women. And I think in actuality, everybody is a coach. Everybody is a coach. It's a matter of, it's like, think of when you have like your best friends and they come to you for certain things because they want advice. That's coaching. At the end of the day, it's coaching. And I believe that the journey that I've taken and just the experience that I've had from working with so many people and then going through the things I have to go through, I felt, okay, I can do this and impact other people's lives.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Okay. So then now I'm just gonna take a pause right here. So people who don't know where to find you. What if they're looking for you as a confidence coach? Do they go to this page, or is there another place where they can reach out to you?
People can reach out to me right here at this time because I the other page I kind of post there, but not as much. So, and everybody can reach out to me here. I'm very, very active here.
Perfect. I need people to know where to reach out to you. That energy that you just have is just very natural. Even when I was talking to you on the phone, you're just giving your authentic self. And that's something actually very rare, especially in this IG generation.
Yes.
So keep it up. Okay,
Thank
awesome. So now going back to confidence, now what are some tips and ways people can improve their confidence? Something they can easily do, I guess, daily or weekly.
I would say really live in your truth, live in your truth. Look at the people around you and see if these people are adding value to you or draining you. Find some kind of, like I said, routine that makes you happy. So, if you like to get up and go work out or go to the gym, do that. If going to make your hair or do your hair makes you feel good, do that. Do the things that make you feel good, yes, but also deal with your unresolved issues because, a lot of times many people lack confidence because of things that they've gone through, things people have said to them that they're still holding on to, and they've internalized it. So if somebody called you ugly or as an adult and you still think you're ugly, you're going to hold on to that. You may tell yourself, yeah, I'm beautiful, but if you're still holding on to that hurt and pain of somebody telling you you're ugly, you're going to believe that. Like, you're going to say, okay, I'm ugly. Or if you say, I'm going to start this new business, and you have people around you and they're saying, oh, you can't do that, that's too much, it's going to cost too much money, it's going to take up too much time, you can't do that and raise your kids, and you internalize that, then you kind of lose that sense of confidence. So confidence is really going against the grain and doing what you want to do, doing what makes you feel good, doing what makes you feel happy. But if you don't deal with your inner self, your outer self is never going to shine.
Yes, exactly. And then for your clients, like, how do you measure their improvements or measure their growth and confidence?
Well, I'm still working on that, but I can tell you from like the clients that, and these are not coaching clients, but like I said, what I do for work and what I do like coaching, it's like it goes hand in hand. So even with the clients that I currently work with at work, a lot of them have their, a lot of them are like permanently housed for the most part, right? And I create goals for them or in conjunction with them. And in the past, when like I said, I started in this field when I was like 19 years old. So, and I'm 43. So that's like a large gap of time that I've had to personally and professionally grow. And I remember like, I probably came from like that judgment mindset just because of lack of training. So like if there was a person or a client with the substance abuse issue, I'm just like, stop, like going, after them with that. And that kind of like destroys the relationship. Or kind of looking at what they're doing wrong and always trying to right that, not realizing this is a lifestyle. This is something that they're probably going to do for the rest of their lives or something. Like, it's just a pattern. And now the approach that I take with my clients now is way more person-centered. So it's like, if it's something that's going to make somebody feel good about themselves, I'm going to do it. Like, for instance, I had one guy that wanted to like a Rocky Balboa hat, not a Rocky Balboa hat. Who's the guy? Stallone, I believe. He wanted like the hat that made him feel good. We got the hat, we saved the funds. We got the hat. I had another person, that's not of, a Black ethnicity, wanted braids, right? Extensions. Okay, fine. Let's go to Harlem. Let's get you braids. So sometimes, and that made him feel good. It wasn't about, let's just go to the doctor. Let's just go to the doctor. Let's do this. Let's take your medication. It's about, what can I do to help you feel better? And sometimes, even like when I started at the current place I'm at, it took time to really like gain relationships with some of the people that I work with. And I was patient. Like with some people, it took me maybe a year, But of course, when you're in a coaching relationship, the relationship is usually like maybe 3 to 6 months, but it's really focusing on that person and making them feel good in that moment. And when you help that person feel good about themselves or feel good about something, they're gonna want to, see eye to eye with you and then work on something. It just takes time. Like I said, it took me in my personal experience, it took time. Like I said, I started going to therapy maybe in 2001, and then in 2008, like it took that long for me to like really see change. And even after that, I still had to grow. But time, time takes it takes a lot of work. So like when you're working with somebody, yes, you can start, or I can start with those initial things to, help them recognize, the things that are holding them back. But it's still going to take work. It's going to take time in order to everything to come to full fruition.
Very true. Do you actually have any therapist recommendations? We can talk about it now, or we can put it in the comments later. But I think that might be helpful, especially if there are like minorities too. That would be very helpful for some people, I'm sure.
Right. I don't have any specific therapy recommendations, but also too, it could depend on a person's finances. So when I first started, I started at school. I was going to school at the time. They had a great program there. So if you're in school, they have therapists there. Go see a therapist at the school. If your health insurance provided, go see a therapist there. But you could definitely look up. There's amazing therapists that I see on TikTok, on Instagram. Some people prefer to see someone that's black. If you're a black person, if a person is of a religion or of a religious background, they may want to see like a Christian counselor. So really researching to see the person you would mesh with. But I would say at the end of the day, everyone has the same training. And I would say, specifically for our Black people, there are some traumas that a lot of us has gone through that maybe ethnic therapists may be able to relate with. Like I've worked with ethnic and non-ethnic therapists, and they were all the same for me. So, it just wasn't really any issue. They were able to, help me deal with whatever the problems were. But you definitely want to find, like I said, somebody that's going to be able to maybe identify with what you're going through and just help you through it. But in therapy, you are going to be doing a lot of the work yourself, because a therapist is not going to go and tell you, okay, you need to do this, and this. Y'all are going to talk about it. They're going to reframe it, and then you're going to come up with your own solutions.
And then also kind of how you're talking before about the importance of patience in your journey and in your growth. That goes, at least with me, that went the same with finding a therapist, because the first therapist I tried might have been great for somebody else, just wasn't great for me.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, maybe therapy is not for me. And then I talked to some people and they're like, shop around, find one that's good for you. You go find it.
Right.
And I did. So that's also something that I think that, would you agree with as well?
No, I definitely agree. Definitely agree.
Okay. Back to the confidence. So those usually who are like either confident in themselves or want to have more confidence in themselves and start a business. Do you have any tips for just starting? Like just putting one foot in front?
I would say get a coach, someone that has been there, done that. But I would also say too, don't rush into anything. So really see what you're good at, what makes sense, because every good idea may not be a business idea, right? Because when you're in business, the point really is to make money, and maybe this certain talent or skill that you have is not going to make you money, but something else that you have will make money. So I would say really look at the thing that most people come to you for. And that was something that would make sense to start the business. I will also say it takes time. Like you can't just come up with this idea one day and say, okay, this is it. We're going to run with this and I'm going to make a lot of money, because it doesn't work like that. You're going to really have to give a lot before you see the growth. I've been, juggling back and forth for many years, and, there's going to be like a lot of highs and lows, and you really have to have that thick skin to deal with it. Then you're also going to have to figure out, okay, Is this something that I want to like fully commit to? Is entrepreneurship something that I really want to do, or do I still want to work and then do this on the side? So it's possible to do a lot of things. And I would say also too, find a person or two. Do not like go into all of these different gurus, because what's going to happen is you're going to start listening to this person and that person and this person, and then you're going to start doubting yourself, because that's what happened to me. Like, I was just listening to so many people, and then as a result, I started double guessing myself, and it's just like, no, and I, tried, almost gave up because of that. So you really have to, like I said, see what people are coming to you for, and then just do things. You don't have to jump into the business right away. Like, test it out, play around with it. Like I said, get some sound advice, even if you have to get a coach. But yeah, it just takes time. I keep telling people that I post. First of all, like, jumping rope, it was never anything that I even imagined would turn into a business. Never, ever in a million. No, I'm dead serious. Dead serious. So, and I'll tell you back. Okay, so like I said, it was something I did as a little girl. It was developed as an adult, and um, like I said, in my 20s, I used to just work out off and on, off and on, off and on. But jump rope was always part of the game. And I would say in 2000, like in 2013 ish, in the gym, I used to tell people, I'm gonna be on TV jumping rope. I'm gonna be on TV jumping rope. And they used to look at me like I was crazy, right? But they already thought I was crazy, because I'm that person in the gym that's like on a treadmill singing out loud and dancing and woo and talking to everybody. Like what you see in my jump videos is what you get in real life, right? And people used to just like look at me like I was crazy. So fast forward 2 years later, there was a craze on YouTube with a guy. He's a black guy with a blue tank top twirling around on a treadmill, right, with his arms out. This was a craze. And the Dr. Oz and reached out to me on Facebook and my messenger, and they was like, "Hey, we see that you dance on a treadmill. Can we play your video on our show?" And I was like, "Sure, you can." And then they realized I was in New York. They're like, "No, matter of fact, do you want to come in person?" And I was just like, wow, look at that affirmation. So no, I didn't go on there to jump rope, but guess what? I was on TV. And before I went on the show, my friend was like, "Oh my gosh, you got to get a name. You got to get a website." So that's kind of where we came up with Make It Fun NYC, Shakira Moran, Make It Fun NYC. And then we created the site. And then I would say in 2016, I actually was on TV for jumping rope, and that was like in the Advil commercial, right? And so it's just like, it's insane, like how you speak things and they happen. And from there, like I said, I was teaching. I think I started teaching in 2012 unofficially, but officially like in maybe 2014 ish or so. So like I said, this was never like a dream of mine. And that's it, then turned into the business. So now from there, teaching classes, selling my products. I've worked for like many, amazing brands, and like I said, it's something I never imagined. So it's like, what is that thing that people are coming to you for? And that's kind of even where I'm going, like coming through with this like confidence, because in 2018, I wanted to like go strictly into that. But it's like people know you, or people know me for jump rope. So it's like no matter how much I try to shift and pivot, this is what people are going to know me for, And in 2018, I came up with the coined the term JUMP, JUMP, Journey of the Underdog Making Progress, right? And we said with the jump rope, right, when you're turning the rope, it's expected that you jump, right? And if you don't jump, the rope is going to hit your foot. And that's kind of the same thing that we go through in life every day. No matter what your role is in life, you're going to go through these daily stresses, right? And it's either you're going to deal with your stresses or you're going to let them take you under, right? So you have to take action, right, on whatever you're dealing with in life, or the rope is going to keep hitting your foot, right? So I've been going back and forth, and I provide confidence through jump rope. Like, and that's kind of like where it is. I provide the confidence through jump rope, because like people see the jump rope. People, first of all, I'm considered plus size, right? I'm in the middle of Times Square. I'm on the sidewalk. I'm all over the place. And people ask me, "Oh my gosh, you're not ashamed to jump outside, or you're not this?" And it's like, no, like, no. And I've had women online, like one lady I remember in particular, she posted her video. She was plus size. She had on a crop top t-shirt, and she was like, "This is because of you. I would have never in a million years did it." So confidence really shows up in different ways. I don't have to even talk to you. Me just going to jump up in the middle of the street is saying a big message. Like, oh my God, if she can do it, I can do it. Like, she's not ashamed to go out there and do it. I can do it. So sometimes it's that action. And even with the jumping rope, I have women that like my oldest student is 66. She has been coming to my class since 2018. Jump rope provides the confidence. Like, sometimes it don't always have to be me talking. Like, when you, like, especially like if you're, you're getting older, anytime you add a new skill to your life, that makes you happy. It's just like, oh my gosh, a month ago I couldn't do it. Now look at me. And that also too is what attract people to me, is just giving them that skill, something that you didn't know you could do before. So it's like, you say you start, you go and you start painting tomorrow, and you're like, I couldn't do this like a week ago. Now look at me, So just there's different ways of providing confidence. And through jump rope was one of them. Like, like even one of my jump rope clients, she was she started with me when she was like 49 years old, kind of going through that crisis, like, I don't know what to do next. I'm suffering my confidence. I feel sad. I don't know what to do with my life, but then started taking the classes, and it just made her feel, it reignited something in her. And now she done went on and started her cooking business, her catering, which was something she was already doing. So sometimes it's not always about that spoken word. A little tool like a jump rope also too helps provide people with that confidence.
So true. And so I think that's probably very underestimated. People are like, I have to go from 0 to 100, when in actuality, it's the little steps, the daily decisions you make,
right,
that leads to that confidence. Now, I'm going back to something earlier you said, oh, when you got on Dr. Oz. Now, real talk, how long was it from when you started your business to being invited? Like,
I didn't have a business.
So you just found your video and you were just posting videos?
Yeah, like I've been posting videos on YouTube since 2009. I had to go back like a couple of weeks ago to see when I actually posted my first video. And it was just from posting. And this is the thing too. A lot of people, they're waiting for things to be perfect before they start. Now, even if you look at my videos now, like, I am not an editor and all those other things. I'm sure if I had all that stuff, I probably could be further, but that's neither here nor there. But when I did that video on a treadmill that they saw, I literally had an iPad. I literally propped it up on whatever it was in there, and I ran to the treadmill, did my salsa, walked back to the treadmill, stopped the video, boom, posted it on YouTube. I mean, I did not edit it. I did not crop it. I did not pop it. I didn't do anything. I just posted it on YouTube. And a lot of times people overthink these things. And this is why I said, be very careful when it comes to you, like looking at other people, comparing yourself to other people. You want to really be confident within yourself. Like I said, confidence is really you like taking action, being bold, doing what other people may they deem crazy. You have to believe in yourself that much that you're going to stand and you're going to act no matter what people say. And I even look at it like, I remember like me, I love music, especially drums. When I used to go to church, I used to sit by the band, because I just love music. Like, I love live music. And of course, they used to be like, oh, she flirting with the people. I'm like, people, it's not that serious. I just like music, and I used to be like the only one standing up sometimes, just clapping, and people are looking at me like I'm crazy. But it's like, look at me now, like the jump rope. Like, when I jump rope, when you see my videos, I'm literally jumping to the music, like live. I press the countdown, I jump into the app. This is me. And it's like people, they try to suppress that in me, and say, oh, you too wild, you too this, you too that. But now these things that people said was too much is now what's making me money, and what's gotten me recognized on magazines and newspapers and TVs and things like that. So sometimes you really have to go against like everybody else's feelings and their words and do what's going to work for you. And that's another way to be confident.
100%.
Because Yeah, and then what happens is you sit there and you listen to everybody else, and then you don't do what you wanted to do, and then you see somebody else do it, and then you become discouraged and depressed because you didn't do it. Like it's just like that.
It's like I let someone talk me out of a blessing. Wow. Like,
yeah.
No. Okay. So you were saying about other publications that you had. Has it been kind of like a steady like featuring since Dr. Oz, or has it been kind of like a few years here and then like a few months? Like, how was that journey?
Yeah, I would say because we did what I did. I did Dr. Oz in 2014. I did the a matter of fact, I did Tribeca Film Fest in 2014 as well. I did the Advil commercial that was 2016. Good Morning America, Pix 11, Today's Show. Those are like during the pandemic. Was Daily Burn. I did that, I believe, last year. This year, Drew Barrymore. We filmed it last year, but it showed this year. There's a bunch of like online magazines. I was in New York Times. That was this year. That came out this year. The First Woman magazine that came out last year. So it just comes, and it's between those things, between like the interviews, like whether it's Instagram interviews or just some kind of interview. Like I think it just all counts.
It does, and it actually probably prepares you for the next blessing that you might not even know is around the corner for you.
It's true, and it's true, and also too, like I remember my first logo back in 2013. It was a silhouette of me standing with and one. It was two handles in my hand, but one handle was the rope handle, the other handle was the mic. And I've been doing like Facebook lives and things like that for like years. And I always tell people that this is public speaking, right? This is public speaking, no matter what. And in October 2020, I believe, 3 speaking engagements that I wasn't even looking for. And it's all because of people watching you. So this is why this consistency is insane. And all 3 topics were different. Like one was for like moms that want to like have their business and confidence. Another was about jumping rope, and then another one was about like how to go viral on TikTok. So it's like all of these different like things that I'm knowledgeable about that people watch for, and I'm able to be called on for these different things. So it's just really about putting yourself out there and being consistent.
Perfect. And like for all those who are listening too, if you look like everybody else and you're doing everything that everybody else is doing, how are you going to stand out?
Right.
So you Bernadette, decided not to do that. And
right.
It's obviously very well. So this is a lesson, y'all.
Yeah. And even let me tell you something, like even with the jump rope, because you can just look at it and just pick it apart. Like I said, when you see me, I'm not your typical fitnessy looking person. Right. But when you see what I do with that rope, people will be like, oh my gosh, people like always shocked. Right. And I've gotten great, amazing opportunities just because of the skill and the confidence that comes along with it. So I would say, yes, do what's going to make you stand out and what's going to make you memorable. Like when I came on the scene with the jumping rope, people always see me laughing. People always see me smiling, and it looked like a dance. Because like I said, when I'm jumping to music, number one. I'm jumping directly into the app. My stuff is not edited, and I'm having fun. So I was doing this before Instagram had video. So when Instagram finally did have video, it's like, oh my God, like people would write on comments or DM me, oh my God, I was having such a bad day. And then the video came across my page. Or, oh my gosh, I did not know you could have fun and work out at the same time. So just giving people a new sense of happiness just through this like little court is what made me memorable. So it's not, for me, it's not about the tricks, because there's many more things that I could do, but it's like that would then take the true essence of who I am. So now if I'm trying to learn this trick that the next popular jump roper is doing, now that's going to change, because now I'm going to be focusing so much on trying to do it that my facial may not express the joy that you're used to. So even though there's like 1,000 people, like the bread analogy, when you go to the supermarket, there's like 10 different brands of bread, right? But when you go to the supermarket at the end of the week, every shelf is like all the breads are gone. you know? So there's room for you. You just have to be confident in yourself, number one, stick with it long enough, number two, and do something that's going to make you stand out from everybody else.
I love this. See, I wish I could take notes, but I got to ask questions. But perfect. So I'm also going to open this up now. If anybody has questions, feel free to put it in the question box. There are some people from my wellness fan who had questions for you.
Yes.
Have to either go to bed or take care of their family. One or the other. So let's see. Look them down. Okay, so for those who don't know, Work-Life Wellness, like every Friday we do a fun fitness Friday where it's just having fun moving. Basically what you're doing with the jump rope, except way more skill on your part. So they were asking me like, Drea, I know that you made this so people who didn't like going to the gym, people who didn't like running, could have an outlet. Now, Bernadette, since that's literally what you are doing, do you have any other suggestions of ways people can get fitness in, or people can just enjoy movement without feeling out of place?
Yes. Okay. Of course, I'm going to say jump rope, because jump rope, you can do it anytime, any place, like everything. You go to, if you go into a hotel, you can do that. If you go onto the track, you can do that. If you're allowed to jump in your apartment, you can do that. If you could jump outside of the apartment, you could do that. You could jump outside, you could do that. So jumping rope, I say, is just so universal because you can do it. And 10 minutes of jump rope is equivalent to a 30-minute jog on a treadmill at 6.5 miles an hour. So you'll get more work in less time, and you'll burn a lot of calories. So this is why, and jump rope is safe. A lot of people are saying that jump rope is bad for the knees, but there is a high impact weighted jump rope and there is a low impact weighted jump rope. So like me, if I want to just get a quick workout in, because all of them tricks and stuff you see, that's not my real jump rope workout. I do that for fun and content, right? But my real jump rope workout is 10 sets of 100 with a 1/2 pound weighted rope. And that takes me about 10 minutes. And that's what I do. So jump rope is a great way. I would say walking is a great way. So like last year I took up speed walking. So like I, go to races and do like my little walk for like 45 minutes if it's a 5K. And that's how long it takes me to finish like a 3.1 mile walk. You can, if you're the type that like to work out at home, there's programs, right, that you can use. Daily Burn. Like I did a 10-day jump rope challenge for Daily Burn. They have a bunch of different things on their site. And then there's so many other people at Free Fitness, just depending on what you want. Like there's no excuse. Like there is a way. If you're the type that don't like to work out by yourself, go to a class, like I teach jump rope classes. Like jump rope, like it's hard. Yes, I make it look easy and fun, but it can be challenging. And sometimes you may not want to do something challenging by yourself. Hence you come to class and now you're with a community of people where you don't feel ashamed, you're getting encouraged and you're working hard. And then like I said, it really depends on what you want to do. If you have kids, turn on some music, dance, like whatever you can consistently do, like do it. Like if you like to dance, turn on music, dance for 10 minutes, anything is exercise.
Perfect. So you heard it from the professional's mouth, guys. Get that movement in.
Yes.
Okay, so another question is, so someone was saying your business looks like it's doing such a great job, but it seems like you still enjoy, from our conversation here anyway, it seems like you're still enjoying your, I guess I call it a 9 to 5. Is there any point where you'll just focus on Make It Fun NYC, or do you really want to have them both together forever?
Not in the foreseeable future. Maybe. I never know what it holds, but like I said, what I do for work, I actually like it. And and what's funny, like coaching, like I said, is a lot like social work in a sense. And the great thing that I like about working is that I'm working with licensed social workers. See, a lot of people think that they just need to quit their job because that's what everybody's promoting online. But there are so many skills that you can take from your job and use it for your business, right? Like I have my 9 to 5 because I have 3 kids to support. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have time for like that pre whatever the word is, the like non-predictability, right? I don't have time to say, okay, am I going to make money this week because I got to feed the kids, or I got to do this, or I got to go. No, like be realistic with yourself and your situation. Like being an entrepreneur, especially solo, is a lot of work. So you want to make sure you are ready for that. But like I said, my 9 to 5, I love what I do. Like I said, I have supervisors that are clinical. So I'm getting weekly supervision. So I'm getting advice from licensed clinical social workers. You know, my job is very big on personal development. So, like, they not only do we have trainings in house, we get training. We're allowed to find outside trainings, and we can go and they pay for it. And then I'm around the community of other case managers and social workers. So now I'm able to see like what they're doing and like how I can enhance what I'm doing. Also, too, I'm working with a lot of different clients, right? So each client that I work with have different needs. So every day, 5 days a week, I am getting practice working with real life clients. So a lot of times, those skills that I have that I've learned in these last 20 something years are very transferable to what I'm doing now. And I'm going to take advantage of it. So like eventually the goal is to go on and get my MSW. Like when I stay at where I'm working at now, right? Because of course you can use that. Like I know a lot of MSWs that are life coaches. So now if I stay at my job and I decide to go for my MSW, I can do my internship at my job, right? So like I said, stop being so eager to leave your job because everyone else is promoting it. Look at your job, or if your job doesn't even align with what you want to do, find another job or find another position. But don't be so quick to leave because that's the thing that everybody is telling you to do.
Amen. And like what we're seeing here and how Bernadette is speaking is at least what I call growth mindset. So thankfully you love what you do, but even as you said, if someone doesn't love what you do, you can still take skills from that to enhance your overall goal, your further purpose. So I just hope people are
and use your paycheck to fund your dream. Because when you start making money, even if it's online, guess how you're gonna have to spend a lot of money. Number one, between getting coaches, between paying for websites and systems and ads and all of the things. Like people don't think about the expenses. Like you have to pay expenses even when you're running an online business. It's not free. So there's just so much to consider. And if you change the mindset, especially if you don't like your job, if you change your mindset to I like this place because it's going to help me with my dream, you're going to like get a different attitude towards your job. Because it's like if you keep every day, I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job, that energy is a transference of energy, and you're not going to even make it there because your performance is going to be bad, and then you're going to get written up and maybe terminated, and then how are you going to fund your business? You know what I'm saying? So it's really all about mindset and how you kind of look at your present situation. And you just got to make it what you need it to be.
And like literally what you just said, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you do affirmations or do you practice affirmations?
I guess not the way that people say you should do them, but I would say that I do in a sense. But I think everybody has their own way of doing it, and you just got to do it the way that works for you.
What works for you if you're comfortable sharing?
What works for me? Like when I believe something, I just have that mindset. Or like for me, it's something simple. Like I'll go on Facebook. If I say something that I'm gonna do, I'll get on Facebook and write whatever it is. Because it's like when you put things out there, the more you put things out there, the more you start to believe it. Not to say I put everything there, but there's certain things that when I get a certain belief about something, I'm going to put it there so that not only am I going to believe it, but everybody else is going to believe it. It's kind of like when I told people I was going to be on TV in 2012 or 13. I kept saying I'm going to be on TV and they looked at me like I was crazy, but I believed it, in myself. And sooner or later it happened.
So true. Okay, guys. Keep that in mind. Okay, perfect. Now let's see. I have one more question.
Yeah, no problem.
Say it again.
That's it. No problem.
Perfect. So that's adorable.
Thank you.
Okay, so now someone else was wondering, would you ever want to create passive income for yourself and your family?
Of course. So the way I do that is like I do affiliate marketing, which I absolutely love. So, or ambassadorships, right? So, for instance, people in health and wellness, people want to lose weight, people take supplements, protein shakes, things like that. So it's not too bad. So like I'm an affiliate for like a company that does that, and I use that on the back burner. So you may not see it on my page and stuff, but it's available for people. Like the weighted jump ropes that I use, I've been an affiliate for them since 2015. So every month I get a check just for people going through the link. So I wrote a blog like years ago. That's like my top blog to this day, even though I wrote it back in 2017. Or when I jump with it, I post the link, people go, they get the rope. The sports bra that I wear, I'm an ambassador, but also too in this ambassadorship, I get paid when people like buy the bra. Guess what? I get a check, So it's so many different ways out here to make money doing the things that you love, even while you're asleep. And even like with the jump rope, there's courses that I have, and things that can sell while I'm sleeping and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, so let's see if any other questions I gathered. I'm gonna go through the comments a little bit as well. I think I got them all. Oh, you got people saying keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, I don't see all the comments that scrolling, but if y'all have questions, y'all better ask them while I'm here.
Right. Oh, you getting her one-on-one right now, y'all. So I heard she is. So get her while it's hot. Someone said they like your headscarf.
Oh, thank you. I got it from Candace. She's on Instagram. Candace Corpse, I believe. I think that yeah, Candace. But if you DM me, I can give the information.
Perfect. So you heard her. Hit her up. Ask her that question. Perfect. Okay. I think I got everything. I have one last question before we wrap up the night.
Yes.
But how you talk about mindset, how you talk about consistency, and even more importantly, patience while your blessings are coming to you. Is there a book, or is there your favorite book that has led you to this place of, I guess I could say being woke, but just being at peace?
I wouldn't say. You know what? I actually like self-help books. So even though I haven't read one in a while, but thank you so much, Crazy. And no, I'm not coming to South Carolina. Probably next year. I'm going to make my calendar November for next year. So I'll keep South Carolina on the list. I would say a lot of mine has been like a lot of listening. So like a lot of listening to YouTube videos, or I would say YouTube videos over podcasts. The people that I follow online, I follow certain people. Sorry. Yeah, I follow like certain people online. And a lot of it, I don't know, a lot of it is just, I guess, like reflecting on just the different things that I've been through, reflecting on different things, reflecting on people that I've worked with, reflecting on, like I said, the various people that I do have in my life that are able to provide gems. Yeah, I would say, like I said, I can't pinpoint a, I can't pinpoint a book.
Yeah, no worries. That's cool. So very helpful. So that way people want to improve their mindset, because you consistently have to be positive, especially in a world full of not so positive.
But you know what? I've done a lot of coaching, and a lot of just from a lot of different people, and always that mindset is important. Also, too, I've done a lot of training myself for life coach training, so mindset is a big piece of it. I would say like in supervision, so my supervisor, that's like mindset. It's a lot. Like I said, listening to YouTube videos, watching, certain people online, definitely mindset.
Actually, there was actually a couple more questions.
I know somebody asked me if I was coming to North Carolina.
Leave Prince T. John alone.
That's not me. Yeah, I know.
Oh. I'm okay with him saying hi, but you have one question. Someone's like, what techniques can you use to avoid injuring your knees? Yes.
Okay, so disclaimer, if you do have issues with your knees, go see your doctor. I'm going to say that, number one. Number two, there are several safety precautions that I do suggest to avoid knee pain or injury. So, number one, you want to wear the correct shoes, right? You want to wear shoes that absorb shock, such as a running shoe or a cross trainer shoe. And then, number two, you want to jump on a surface that absorbs shock, such as a springy wood floor or a rubber track turf. If you don't have access to the wood floor or a rubber track or a track or whatever, buy yourself a jump rope mat, not a yoga mat, because yoga mats shifts. They're not good for jumping. I would say number three, proper form, very important. You only need to jump high enough to clear the rope. Like a jump rope is like this thin, right? So you don't need to jump super high to jump over something that's this thin. And in order for you to jump like that way, like as you see in some of my videos, like anytime I do like my sets of 100, I do that live and you kind of actually see how low I'm jumping. But make sure your rope is sized properly. If your rope is too long, the rope is going to lag before you have to jump over it, creating that illusion that you have to jump high just because the rope is lagging. But if the rope is the correct size, it will be short enough for you to be able to just kind of jump over it. You want to make sure that you have a slight bend in your knees. You're not jumping on your whole foot. That you have the correct posture. Listen to your body. Stop when it's enough. Stop joining these jump rope challenges where they have a 30-day thing for you, and by day 5 you're on 1,000 jumps. Listen to your body, right? And don't do something that feels like unsafe. Also, too, if you have access to a physical therapist or anything like that, go see them, because the supporting cast of your knees are your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, your hips, and your glutes. And if any of those are out of whack, guess what? Your knees are going to be out of whack, right? Like I go to physical therapy, or I was going to, my schedule got all whacked up. But let me tell y'all, I have a torn meniscus and arthritis, right? And I'm still able to jump. My doctor never told me to stop jumping. But what I did do is I looked into natural alternatives. And for me, that was PRP therapy. And I got that done. My knee feels great. And but like I said, you want to definitely, like I said, you have knee issues, you want to talk to your doctor. But like I said, if your health insurance covers it, go see a physical therapist and have them like assess which part of your lower body may be weak. Because yes, I did say your quads, your hams, your glutes, your hips, your calves, but when you see them, they can make an assessment and then they can give you a program to strengthen what needs to be strengthened. Stretch a lot. It's just so many things that you can do to avoid that trauma to your knee. And like I said, most importantly, listen to your body.
100%. And so as a personal doctor of physical therapy myself, I agree with everything she said. Also, probably would say if you are like, I'm strong, I can do squats, I can do lunges, still get yourself checked out, because there's smaller muscles that you do not know about, unless you are good anatomy buff. But most people do not know about it. So, and of course, foam rolling. Those muscles that she was telling you guys about, she's right on point. But foam rolling too just helps to loosen it up. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Great. I don't think there's any questions in the box, so I think we're good. Do you have any last words that we can glean?
Thank you so much. And like I said, you want to remember journey of the underdog, making progress. Life, and everything that you do is a journey. And, in order for you to go to the next level in your life, in your business, and your schooling, whatever it is you want to do, you have to take action. And taking action can look many different ways. You don't have to do the big thing right now. You can look at what's manageable right now, do that. And as time grows, you add something else, and then you add something else, and then you add something else. But things take time, like when you were in your mom's stomach, it took time. You didn't, mom didn't get pregnant today and you were born tomorrow. It took time to marinate, right? So that's kind of what it's going to be in life and all things in life. Just take your time, be true to yourself, be authentic to yourself. and have a level of transparency. Not saying that you have to go and tell all your business. Now, my thing is, if you have not dealt with certain things, don't get on and be transparent, because you may not be ready yet. You got to come from a place of healing or being healed. So, don't prematurely go out there and do things that you shouldn't be doing. So, like I said, journey of the underdog, making progress. It is a journey. Enjoy the journey. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but you'll get to the final destination, wherever that may be. And it may change over time.
100% will change. Okay, Bernadette, thank you so much for your time. And everybody, thank you for attending. This was wonderful. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did.
Thank you so much, Drea.
Of course. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye. Bye, y'all. It seemed like it was lagging the whole time.